You want me to stand up?
So when the caregivers are done, it's when you're going to sing.
Okay, well, you want me to stay? I'll just stand up here because I don't feel like
Yeah, no. Sure.
it.
You stand right there and sing. Or you can sit and sit.
You can sit and sing.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Are you good
this
at
is
sitting?
uneven ground, man.
You're good at sitting and singing. I can stand on my head and still not sing. We just had the 11 o'clock bells toll. We all together. We want to thank everyone for gathering on this beautiful day without rain yet, to honor, to celebrate, and to love the life and relationship of Debi Presser. We thank you for coming and supporting and loving this wonderful family. And you all have the program with her beautiful picture. And we're going to have Stephanie come and say a poem first of all. Okay, good.
And this is in your program. I am standing upon the seashore. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white, sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "There she is gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight. That is all. She's just as large and massed and hull and spar as she was when she left my side, and she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There she is gone," there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout. Here she comes, and that is done.
And this is Todd.
Again, I want to thank everybody for coming today. I'm Todd, Debbie's stepson, and I also want to thank the Veterans Administration for being here to show the support, and all of our friends and family that have made this trek. So, so we're going to celebrate Debbie. She is a wonderful, beautiful woman, also known as Debbie and Granddebbie. I had an opportunity to talk to Dolores, Nanny, yesterday for a little while just to get, an idea of Debbie as a child. And she was born at the Navy Hospital in Bainbridge, Maryland, and according to Nanny, she came out just a screaming and hollering. And she was witnessed by like 15 medical students at the hospital getting birth, so that added a new fun dynamic. Born on the 18th of May, 1953. The family moved to Spartanburg, South Carolina when she was just a toddler. And this is where Debbie's story of growing up takes place. The oldest of three beautiful sisters. Dolores said that she had to shoo the boys away every day from the carport. It was a daily struggle. She was the apple of her daddy's eye. I'm sure they're in heaven right now smiling down upon us. Growing up, they enjoyed beach trips yearly as a family, and as I also understand, each girl had to have a friend with them every year. I know that very well. At 14 or 15, she was convinced she could drive a clutch for the first time. And she hopped into a VW Bug, and she drove it all right up the tree. At 16 years, her work life commenced at the local Kentucky Fried Chicken. She loved Spartanburg and graduated from high school there. Debbie had two beautiful children, my stepbrother Andrew, Andy, Rusty, and my stepsister, Summer, Sumbum. She faced adversity with Andy. He was born with a cleft palate, and before the age of 3, he had almost 29 operations. Talking with Summer yesterday, she told me several stories, too many to tell. She would come get Summer out of school for special mother-daughter days filled with shopping, nail salons, and other fun things. Her love for the beach carried on to her family, and they would go several times a year. She had a special love for dogs. The ones I knew were Kitty, Junior, Murphy, and Lexi, and they were a part of the family. She was a very loyal friend to all the people around her. She was a natural entertainer, always having people over and entertaining and organizing pool parties, and her laughter and smile were contagious. Her career centered on client relationships, and that loyalty carried into that and was very successful with long-term loyal clients. Now she becomes a presser. Debbie had a love of automobiles, which is fitting for this family. She worked in the leasing side of the business. Dad met Debbie in 1987 when he leased a Burgundy Oldsmobile 98 with a car phone. In late 1989 or 1990, she called and convinced Dad that she just had to come check out this new cutting-edge piece of technology, what was to be known as Lexus. Dad got one of the first Lexus LS400s that came to the United States from Debbie. They dated casually until early 1993. They got serious at this point, and this is when I met her for the first time. One of my earliest memories of Debbie is her coming to pick me up at school and spending time together until we met with Dad after he got off work. Then on September 10th, 1994, they got married at the Capital City Club in downtown Atlanta. Becoming a presser also meant becoming a Razorback. She embraced the hogs. She learned how to call the hogs, pig suey, and she got all the appropriate fan swag. She would attend events and parties during this time, and I remember like yesterday at a watch party while the Razorbacks won the 1994 National Championship, her whistle. And this is where I learned about the famous whistle. And it's the loudest thing I've ever heard. We were the best fans. She also told me that this was her call to Summer to come home. Dad met his match with Debbie. They loved each other through good and bad. She stood next to Dad as he battled his own demons 20 years ago, and during this time it brought them even closer together. They loved travel. She traveled all over the world, and they bought a timeshare in Mexico that they'd spend a couple times a year at. In fall of 2011, she met her future son-in-law for the first time, Dennis. She was so happy Summer had met her match. She traveled with Dad up until the spring of 2019. Even though she was quite sick at this time, she did not want to miss an opportunity to go to Europe and go on a river cruise through Germany. She loved our Father's and Mother's Day lunches, going on the boat, Summer and Dennis. Again, just to highlight, her smile and laughter would just light up a room. By the grace of God, she was given the absolute best care anyone could have ever hoped for in her last 14 months. Finding the care and love from Summer, her ex-daughter-in-law turned best friend, Carmen, Joni, Jamie, and the countless others who gave so much of their support and time because they loved her. So thank you all again for coming. And at this time, I'll ask Kristen to come read something she's prepared.
Okay.
James.
Thank you for being a friend. That was our song. It was fitting for the both of us because we both traveled down the road and back again in our own very special ways. Many days while I was with her, that familiar song would come singing through the television, and no matter where I would be in the house, I would peek my head around the corner and say, "They're playing our song." She always gave me a thumbs up and a knowing nod. Our connection came out of Debi's need for assistance and companionship. But as it turned out, I needed her just as much as she needed me. We comforted each other through the losses we both shared. We found love, laughter, and shared love for the holidays. We did many arts and crafts projects, which were great therapy for the both of us. As we decorated pumpkins, planned her holiday room decorations, and chose her Christmas favorites. She loved the animated Christmas mailbox featuring Snoopy and Woodstock that we proudly displayed outside of her window. I imagine she spent some time watching it out of her window on those crisp Christmas nights. Out of that same window, she would enjoy watching the birds gather at the feeder, watching and listening to them enjoy the day. This small act comforted us both as we believed that our loved ones were connected to us by the joy of nature. When cardinals would appear, I would say, "Look, there's Alexi," and "Look, there's your dad." This would make us both happy, yet sad, as both joy and sorrow are often intertwined. And Debi was a rock and roller. Her therapy jams included the Rolling Stones, the Grateful Dead, the Monkees, Charlie Daniels, and the Marshall Tucker Band. Rock on, Grand Debi. I suspect you're rocking out in paradise right now and smiling down upon us. Debi shared her photo albums, memories of her childhood in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and the love for her family. Her brightness shone through in the memories that lived in those old photographs. Oh, how she shined when we reminisced. She loved listening to the stories I would tell her about my family, and I loved sharing them with her. She listened with attention as I described her the everyday task of managing a household that includes a 13-year-old girl. There's no doubt in my mind that she laughed to herself as she remembered the challenges a teenage daughter brings. Debi taught me the importance of the simple things that life has to offer. How life well lived is about the people we love. And I loved her, and she loved me. She will forever be my golden girl. Debi, thank you for being my friend. You've traveled down the road where I hope to find you again one day. Your heart was true. You were my pal and a confidant. Rest well. Thank you, and Carmen.
Good morning. My name is Carmen. I want to start off by expressing my condolences to the family and also my appreciation for allowing me to be here today to share my memories of Debi. I was blessed to become Debi's caregiver in late November. I was initially taken back by her condition. She wasn't able to verbally communicate with us, but she would write down her emotions, her feelings, and her thoughts to us, which proved to me that she was a fighter. She taught me a lot of things during the last 7 months. She taught me to enjoy listening to the birds and to watch them. She taught me to enjoy taking my shoes off and feeling the grass on my feet. She taught me that I do like football. And I could watch close to 16 hours of it in a weekend. She loved football. She taught me that my husband doesn't lie. I do snore. Debbie was many things, but to sum it up, she was amazing. I'm going to miss her face lighting up when she saw her family, and I'm going to miss her tickling me, even though she pretended like she didn't know what she was doing. But most of all, I'm going to miss her big bear hugs. So until we meet again, I'll miss you.
I know this is such a beautiful and special woman, and she is even more blessed as we are. Do you all remember your parents or you singing to your children, to your grandchildren? We're blessed to have Debbie's mother, Dolores Thomas, to sing for us today for Debbie. You want to stay seated?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There's not words that I can say to each of y'all, but so much is in my heart. She has so many friends, and y'all took care of her, and I took care of her for a long time. All three of mine, I sang to them, and then they said, "Mommy, you always hollered." I know I hollered because they were out doing me. So this song, I'm going to try to sing. It's in my heart, and I hope y'all. And I'll be all right. I'm 91 years old, and I'm all right. And God's been good to me. And I thank Him every day for my life. Amazing grace, how sweet. That's my name. Thank you. Rock of ages, let me hide myself in you. Let the water and the blood from the wounded side be a sin the devil can save from death and mercy. Not the lady of my hand and fulfill thy law. There for sin did not atone. Thou must save, and thou alone. In my hand, no Christ I do. Simply to thy cross I do. While I draw this fleeting breath, when mine eyes shall come to rest. When I rise to walls unknown, and to behold thee on thy throne, rock of ages, well, let me hide myself.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. And now we have a grandson, Max Hawkins, who is going to have a concluding prayer.
Okay. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for letting us gather today to celebrate the life of Debi Presser. Lord, we just want to thank you so much for her wonderful life, the joy she gave us, the laughter that she shared with us, her contagious smile that would light up a room. Just thank you so much for blessing us with her as we celebrate her life today. Help us to, or give us strength to overcome the loss, and help us to just be there for each other, and help us to overcome this, Lord. Again, just thank you so much for everything you've given us, and thank you for the life of Debbie. In your holy name.
Amen.
Okay, and if we could now, thank you, Max. If I could please have the grandchildren come and stand here a moment, please. Okay. Good job, Max. Good job. And your first name again? Claire. Oh, he's your brother. Oh, we know what those are like. And your first name again? Ava. Okay. These are the grandchildren, and now if we could have children. Dennis, you got it by marriage, sorry. Todd, Stephanie. Okay. Dolores, we're going to let you sit because you just did the best ever. Didn't you think that was beautiful?
Beautiful.
Steve, you'll come and stand in the middle of everyone. Thank you. Again, on this beautiful day without rain. A rose is strong. It's a woody flower. It's a symbol of beauty and strength, enduring beauty, and great love. We are going to take the rose and give a rose to each of the family members here today. And as they gather with the roses, they're going to place a petal from their rose as a final sharing, a kiss, a hug, whatever their love is. And they will take the rose home with them and appreciate and remember their love between themselves, their family, and Debbie. First of all, Dolores, we're going to let you just hold on to it a minute. That's okay. That's okay. We'll make him bow. And these, Stephanie, you, and that's because you're laughing, because everybody loves you the best.
That's the truth.
Uh-huh. That comes with the girls first, Max. Jeez, I know about your brother. Yeah. Okay. There you go. All right. First of all, let me help you stand just a second, and you can take a petal. Okay. And you can place it right here. Kiss the petal, just leave it with you if you would like. And that's going to stay with her, okay, when she is placed. Okay, if you want to sit down again, because I don't want you falling, because I'll go with you. Here you go, Steve. That's your step. Very uneasy. You can sit down. Summer. You're good. Step in your time. The youngest grandchild.
Ava.
Okay, Ava. I think you all look too old for your ages. There. Yeah, we don't let boys go first. Thank you. Thank you. We want to thank you all for coming today, and that you be embraced yourselves and your families with love, respect for yourselves and all those around you, and that we have uplifted each other today in love and caring and celebration of Debbie. The family has asked that you all come to the house. They seem to have some food there.
And face mask.
And face masks, and they would dearly love the fellowship as you have come and supported them. And again, the Vietnam veterans, thank you so much for coming. And anybody who does not know the way to the house, there are plenty of people that do. I will stay for the final committal. You are all concluded. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But the other goes just. Thank you. Carmen, Kristen.
Jamie.
I don't know.
Jennifer.
Thank you.
Is that the caregivers?
I don't know.
I'm asking Carmen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
A good one.
We are starting to get some sprinkles. Is there anybody that you want to take one back to at the office or something?
Okay. Do you want to get anybody else?
Where's your sister, Sarah?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Corey. Kenny, thank you so much.
Yes. It was so nice meeting you. Yes.
What's up? Yes, sir. Thank you. I was a little nervous for a minute. But it's like no worse than sharing in a big meeting. That's good training, right? Thank you.
Very good job. I want to speak to your dad before. I remember the first time I met you. It was down at the bottom of the stairs at Andy and Jerry's. Do you remember that party? The bottom of the stairs at Andrew and Jerry's at a party?
Yeah, you
In a
can.
house. You remember that? And you and I recognized each other and we're like, oh wait, I know you. I know you. Yeah. Yeah.